Hey guys, it's the Tin Man here. Not a cool looking sight, eh? I'm sorry to say, but this is going to be a pretty disappointing video, really. Like, the stuff I'm going to be pointing out is heart-wrenching. We're in big problems. We're in big trouble, people. Big, big trouble. I kid you not. You might not believe me yet. You might not ever believe me if you don't live long enough. But the trouble is here, and I'm going to show you how. Right there in front of us we got a huge bridge here above us. Can you hear them? So we got 4 lanes of traffic there going across the Fraser River into Mission. I remember when I was a pretty young guy, around 16 years of age, just fresh on driver's license and stuff, driving across this brand new bridge that was only a couple of years old. Just wondering, I think they put this thing in way before it was needed. But you know, it probably called the really good time to get it into the budget. And now the area out here, because of this bridge, is developing hugely in more ways than one. Anyways, so let's get into our subject. You guys see this? You see all that bolt pattern right there? That wasn't there when they built the bridge. You see the gray on there? There's also a product wrapped around those columns down in that the bolt pattern area, because those bolts go all the way through, and you can see that they're going through that away through, and they're going this way. You see the heads of the ones there, and then there's a wrap that wraps around this. It was all part of the process. They drilled all those holes, and we all know that drilling holes also does stuff to structural integrity. So what they're doing is they're believing that putting their bolts through there will offset the weakness that they actually cause. Sorry about the bouncing around, through the drilling and such. Okay. And now I go on to go up to here, and you can see under that column there that there's bolts under there. So if you did your homework, you would realize one of the biggest things that the human race uses in structural strength is the shape of triangular. Okay, so that's what you kind of see a lot there, and when you look up under the bridge spanning, that's what you see a lot of up in here. Maybe you get to see the bolts a little bit better on that cross member up there now. Okay, those are all new too. Those patches there are new. Now this stuff was done a couple of years back. And then after they did that, they've come in, and you see that added bit on the end there? An added bit on the end? They've added all that. That's then been another structural upgrade, separate from those ones. And I believe those ones were part of that first package with the ones with the bolt pattern. And then they put in that big part of the foundation kicker. It's kind of a kicker. It's to help that from kicking out, that triangular shape, that if you guys could really get into the steel of in there, that steel is only designed in such a way, and I really hope I don't die here, so there could be a part 2, but with the video, not me personally. Anyways, enough jokes. So yeah, it's stopping the force of this leg here kicking out. That leg there kicking out. That's part of what that addition on the seismic upgrading. What seismic upgrading is basically supposed to be about is when something gets so old and it starts to deteriorate in such a way, will seismic upgrade it? or if there's changes in bylaws of some sort, and it's huge structures of this where it's mandatory they have to stay within the bylaws, and we see where there needs to be seismic upgrading, we'll do it for those reasons. That's kind of what these guys think that they've been doing, is some weird seismic. These are all new engineers. It's not like they're the 80-year-old guys that are really going, hey, what's going on here? So keep that in mind. Now what we're doing is we're jumping over to the exact same system, but they've upgraded this one. Okay, so let's step off because I'm on the foundation. That might be the full footing, but I doubt it. I bet you there's a footing down there, and that's foundation on the bridge. We might walk over. Well, look at those ones, aren't even done at all. Like, they don't even have the top surface, so I'm not even going to go with those ones. I'm just going to go with these ones for now. And you can see the difference in size here of that section on here. So on the other ones over there, they had this additional section put on. Now this one's got this additional section on either side, and it's got this whole unit that's additional. I'm going to change our view a little bit. Now we're going to go up and take a closer look. You're probably already starting to notice cracking and fracking, what we talk a lot about on my channel. A lot about. And if somebody was coming in here and damaging that part of the concrete, what will we choose to do? We choose to somehow support it. Look at this rock right there. When these guys come in and do an inspection, they're not like me. They don't look at this rock to see if it's also being broken apart since it's been here on site. Anyway, so we come up a little bit closer, and we see what we talk about quite often on my channel is typical pretty long line. You look in here, that could be their faking mortar. That could be their faking mortar. Not too sure. This is our original probably mortar that the guys went around and did the tie holes here. There is some kind of a, whoops. That's not one I'm thinking, but yeah, it might be one. But I'm going to shorten up my stick here a bit. Look at the zillions, like I pointed out on the galvanized steel of those railings. Zillions of little frac lines just to help on a breakdown. This is kind of interesting because sometimes on these it's unbelievable how much they can get a rock out of there without breaking too much of this wall off. Whether that's them or not, I'm going to say yeah if we look at that, but might not be. But it probably is. Looking there, you can probably see bits of the rock. Sorry, like I hit you in the head or something. So there we go, a little something. And let's get back on it. So if I go over here, just see different cracking that's going on. Oh yeah, and this stuff, I wanted to look close at this stuff because I'm thinking that doesn't have any kind of a coating on it. I think it's kind of came out that color when they put it on there. I'm not really sure what that product is, but it's going to be a super dense concrete. Super dense. So right here is either them. No, that was probably a joint in the form or a cold joint, but I doubt there was a cold joint. Yeah, same thing happened on this height. So see this though. They could turn around and see that there's a little bit of an illusion of a pouring line or a forming line. There really isn't a concrete joint line there, but it kind of gives an illusion of something. That could be them actually based off that process. And part of the reason why we're able to see this is because it's wet weather on a super fine line. Super fine. Like, who knows if you can really even make out that line. Let's see what we can do there and get in there. But there's obviously a line there. So when I talk to you guys about micro kilometers, you know how macro or micro I'm getting. We're getting very, very small. Now look at this. Now this is ridiculous. Like, that's ridiculous. This is not really happening. What we have to be willing to do is we have to be willing to come in here and cut a pie out of here. Take a saw, just a concrete cutting saw, and you cut into here, cut into here, cut down to here, cut down to here. Take that piece out, see if these lines are penetrated through at all. How far? What kind of distance? Is it chipping? Is it actually cracking? Because you understand that just chipping away and making a valley is much different than an actual crack. You do realize that, right? And I might have not been always too straightforward on that one with people because, you know, sometimes some of the arguments that come out. Now we jump over to this guy and we look right here and we wonder, is that some of their fill in there too? Or is that's just fresh powder of fresh work? That's what that was. Let's go in and have a little look there. So hopefully some people, like I know I'm getting a lot of people going, what's going on? I know that. I get the readings. I know how to be sensible, and I'm super happy over that. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Look what we're seeing here, guys. This may be very well what we're seeing right here is one of their fake mortars. This could be a spill from us doing something here. Could be a spill that came from up there somehow. But this is a look of a lousy mortar. Let's not say lousy because it's actually a good theory. If this was really good mortar, okay, and there really is these cut lines here, and we had a really awesome mortar, yes, keep pouring it over it. Allow that to almost build up like it is, you know, those stalites or whatever, you know what I'm talking about, stalagmites, because that process will help ensure that they stay sealed. But our guys who come along and do stuff never do leave it like this. They always smooth it off. This is what I'm partly just telling you is what they do. This one is pretty darn hard stuff. So if this is their stuff, then they're making it really concrete-ish. But I can't scrape this concrete, so why should I be able to scrape that, really? Okay. People are getting my gift on that. They make mortar. I verified it 3 times. This can be showing us that there's going to be rapidly more times. Maybe it was the guys who did some work around here. They spilled some stuff around, even where you might find it. Maybe that's the case. There's the other bridge where I'm showing you they're working on the foundation on that one. So, you know, I figured this stuff out so deeply with their cracking and stuff. Let's see what this is all about then. And I can't walk away from it being on this type of a level now. No way. You know, right now in some countries there hasn't been, like, I've been an inspector, but I'm not a ticketed inspector in any way to be doing what I'm doing. But I am a person that's just trying to use wise understanding to do what I'm doing. And there's many countries out there where there isn't a guy like me. And they have it nowhere in their budget for somebody to drive out once a year to check and see how the progress of what kind of condition the bridge is in. See, us will be able to keep doing seismic upgrades every year if we have to ensure this bridge isn't going to fall down unless we become a very poor country. Other countries out there have bridges like this, and they're becoming poorer and poorer, and they don't have the manpower to go out there. I went onto that train bridge and I found huge cracks on the one foundation that I went on like this, and there's a lot of big cracks on it, very wrapping all the way around those foundation columns. And yeah, it's just bad. And I really say, you know, engineers, you got to at least be checking out that bridge well on those inner pilings there, or you have to, I don't know what I was thinking. I was gonna say, I've said enough. So I'm cool, you're cool. We just have to be thinking about this and see what I'm talking about. This is all really new. This is, well, part of what I've been telling you too, these guys are new. This excessive amount of work is new. Whatever's really going on is new. There's one, eh? Yeah, that's a good one. There we go. So you can see sometimes they follow a couple of different patterns. They don't mind, they like to make them look authentic. One way, if you can get in real close, sometimes you'll see a crisscross working the other way, like it's not all just long strokes, it's side to side strokes too. Peace out from Tin Man. This is a beautiful spot. This is a beautiful mark here, guys. It's marking the spot, no doubt. Let's see a little bit of mortar happen on that one. What do you think? Wow. Amazing stuff. Peace out, share please, and yeah, 17 minutes of some of the most important information of our lifetime. We're thinking about our children and our grandchildren now, I guess, eh? Peace out, Tin Man.